I'm Mark Mullins with your headlines in Austin. Crews searching for flood victims in Travis County recovered a 10th body Thursday. The Travis County Sheriff's Office confirms as crews were removing debris, they found a man's body under the Big Sandy Bridge. The man is now one of 3 bodies that have not yet been identified. One person is still missing. State lawmakers returned to the Texas Capitol Monday for a special session. We're seeing the first bills filed to address disaster preparation and emergency alerts. Here's Daniel Perot.
Nearly 2 weeks after floodwater washed away homes, cars, and belongings, the search for the missing and cleanup continues. In a visit to San Angelo in Tom Green County, Governor Greg Abbott praised local leaders for their response to the floods, saying every county statewide will be evaluated in the upcoming special session.
We're going to look for strategies that we can pass laws on that will make preparation for these types of events better.
The governor, joined by State Senator Charles Perry and State Representative Drew Darby, the two are members of the newly created House and Senate committees that will look at flood warning systems, emergency communications, relief funding, and overall natural disaster preparation and recovery.
Not one single person will be left behind when it comes to what they need addressed, and we'll find a way to do it.
Austin State Senator Sarah Eckhart filed Senate Bill 25, which would allow people to opt in to receiving emergency alerts when applying for or renewing their driver's license.
It's a capture point where you can capture someone's attention, educate them that the warning system exists and what it's for.
If people opt in, the state would then pass their information to local governments to get them signed up. Eckhart says subscriptions to regional warning systems like Warren Central Texas are far too low.
Only about 30% of individuals sign up for their regional warning systems.
While House Bill 108 by State Representative Don McLaughlin would require the Texas Division of Emergency Management to develop a guide on preparing for and responding to a flood disaster. And Senate Bill 28 by State Senator Judith Saffarini would require cities and counties to post weather or emergency alerts on their websites.
How can we prevent it? There's going to be natural disasters to occur in the future, but how do we prevent this loss of life?
Lawmakers searching for solutions to make sure Texas is better prepared for the next disaster.
In the Sandy Creek neighborhood, one organization is stepping in to help reunite owners with their pets. Here's Kelsey Sanchez.
These furry babies are staying extra close to each other. Now they're settled in with their mom after escaping the deadly floods.
The mom cats had their kittens on the first floor. The first floor flooded, and they carried them one by one and got the kittens to the second floor to get them out of the water. Lori Frederick is with the organization Feral Life. She's describing the moments these cats got out of high water in the Sandy Creek neighborhood. In total, 17 made it out. We've been boots on the ground, but we feel like we're supposed to be here because, again, they're our neighbors. But Feral Life's mission isn't over. Frederick says they've been connecting with other neighbors who have been sending them photos in the hopes of getting help to find their lost pets.
This home behind me washed just a couple of blocks away, and right now crews are in search of the homeowner's cat, Mau Mau. So they set up these monitoring stations filled with food and a camera inside to keep an eye out.
Right now, Feral Life only has one monitoring station and hopes to set up 4 more in the Sandy Creek area.
We are seeing in this disaster situation, when houses are leaving where they live, the cats are staying at their home. They're waiting for their people to come home. And so we're focusing on the houses more than the addresses at this point.
Frederick noted these animals have PTSD just like humans would experience, and once reunited, she offered some tips to keep them comfortable.
All of these animals, just like people, are going to have PTSD about this, and just know that they're going to need time to decompress.
Until then, Frederick says they'll keep doing what they can to help these animals as the entire Sandy Creek community recovers. In Leander, Kelsey Sanchez, KVUE News.
They are cute there. New leadership is coming to UT Austin. The university announced William Imboden has been named as its executive vice president and provost. He currently serves as the director of the University of Florida's Classical and Civil Education School. Imboden has held several different roles with UT Austin and the UT system before. He helped open the Clemens Center for National Security back in 2013 and served as its executive director. Imboden will start his new roles on August 1st. The city of Kyle will hold a special election this November after Mayor Travis Mitchell announced his resignation. According to city rules, a special election is required to fill the position within 2 months of the resignation. Mayor Mitchell will continue to serve until a new mayor is elected and sworn in. Election day is set for November 4th. An organization that feeds older Central Texans warns that federal funding cuts could limit their mission. Meanwhile, Austin leaders say it's a challenge the city is facing as well. Here's Brianna Perez.
Volunteers prepare to deliver hot meals to homebound seniors in Austin. A service Meals on Wheels has been providing since 1972 with the help of the Older Americans Act, which helps fund a majority of their services. But with federal funding cuts looming, Meals on Wheels Central Texas CEO Henry Van de Putte worries about the impact it could have on the organization.
We were very, very fortunate on one hand that our funding for Older Americans Act was flat. But we know the rising cost means that's literally a 5 to 7% decrease if it's flat funding year over year.
Van de Putte says they initially projected they could deliver between 3,000 and 5,000 meals per day to people across Central Texas. However, after reviewing the budget, he now says they will have to limit service to approximately 2,300 to 2,400 people each day.
That will create some weight. Unfortunately, it's inevitable at this point. And so our goal is to put our hands around the most vulnerable, the folks who are most impacted, and make sure that we can see them through this time.
Austin Mayor Kirk Watson spent time at Meals on Wheels Thursday morning. He says the city will explore the best options for providing additional support. But he says the city is also facing federal funding cuts of its own.
As we go through this budget process, it's good for us to see the empathy and see the hope and see the work that's being done as we make those considerations. But we're also going to need help from our partners at the federal and state level.
Mayor Watson says one of the vital grants that has been canceled is from FEMA. It allowed for $50 million to go towards flood control in flood-prone areas.
With what we've seen in the past couple of weeks, we shouldn't be pulling back when it comes to flood control. We ought to be leaning into it and doing even more.
Meals on Wheels says the community can help where the government can't. They encourage people to donate or volunteer. Reporting in East Austin, Brianna Perez, KVUE News.
And those are the headlines in Austin. I'm Mark Mullins.